First off, we want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Kadash, Quadash, Salak. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the house of David. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth in righteousness and sincerity. To you Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that passed on, serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shah shall arise first. Alright, just want to go over a few scriptures. You know, today's the Day of Atonement. You know, we just together in the spirit. What's the first thing I'm going to?
I just like we get this Romans 13:11, set it off with that. Because right now it's high time to wake up out of sleep from what's going on, you know, with the prophecies, with this jab that's coming out, because this the prelude to the trip. And a lot of draconian measures coming up, and this Day of Atonement is a reminder, you know, to make an atonement for our sins. Now, ultimately, Yahweh Shai did that, but it's like, you know, we could never do enough. You know, brothers just seen the apostles the other week, and that was overall the overall message that, you know, we could never actually do enough. So this Romans
Can you start at 10 though?
13 and 10. Okay.
Because I definitely want to chime in with some points with the same scriptures we about to read.
It's like this strap pretty tight, you know.
Okay.
It would have been broken in, but I be using my phone so much. This is Romans 13 and 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor.
So love, when you got love for a brother, you don't work no ill towards him. Because I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Even letting somebody rock when they doing something wrong is working ill. If I let this brother do something continuously wrong and I don't say nothing to him about it, I'm actually working ill towards him. But if I love a brother, I'm gonna correct him. Read on.
Love worketh no ill to his neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law.
Yeah, so when you actually love your people, that's why we out there in the streets teaching. You know, we out there in the streets teaching because we love our people, and that's and in the love of our people, we're fulfilling the law. Right? You want me to read, because I know you wanted this.
Yeah.
11 first.
You could read that 11 first.
Yeah, and that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Yeah, and when you go into that word sleep, the word there is hypnos. So, because it's showing you that people are not really physically asleep. They like in a hypnotized, hypnotic type frame of mind, which is what the Matrix. So right now it's high time to wake out of sleep. But what, a lot of Jake, you know, they got like folly is set in great dignity. They got a lot, that challenge they doing, that crate challenge.
Yeah.
And people doing stupid, dumb shit while Esau got plans on putting chips in, you know? And give me Proverbs 15:26.
Okay.
So it's high time to wake up out of sleep, because we right around the corner from this thing. And as time goes on, prophecies is drawing near and near. As brothers say, the prophecies running off of the page. And you can see that, you know? We live, like you just said, like we actually live in the prophecies, you know? Because Apostle Jahar made a point, like, you know, which is true. You know, we know more than the prophets of old. And then the elder Shah just brought out, like, yeah, because we actually, not just through the breakdowns and understand what was written, but we actually living and going through what was foretold. Like the future is now. I mean, you got the kingdom, you know, you always got a future, because we got the kingdom and that's forever. But as far as this fucking world goes, the future is now, man. Esau is at the height of his rule. Only place he could go is down. You know?
Proverbs 15 verse 26. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination.
Maybe it's 21. Yeah.
Folly.
Yeah.
All right. Proverbs 15 and 21. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom.
Right. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom. So a lot of, Jake out here, instead of repenting, praying to the Most High, getting right, in the Day of Atonement, and keeping that, they out here doing dumb shit. But he said, if you destitute of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, stupid shit like that is fun to you. Because we looking at it from the outside, looking in like, yo, what's wrong with these dudes? But to them, they like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like, this is the shit, we having fun. And that's the spirit that's out here.
But a man of understanding walketh uprightly.
Yeah, but the man that understanding walketh upright. Give me 22 and 3. Proverbs 22 and
22 and 3. Got it. Proverbs 22 verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
Right, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. You see the evil coming, man. The Lord bless you with the eyesight, able to see ahead, and that's the beautiful thing. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide himself. Where you hide yourself in the scriptures, behind faith.
But the simple pass on and are punished.
Yeah, and people check out the memorial of blowing the trumpets. When that came in, it was Labor Day. It was a Sabbath for one. And it was what? Labor Day. So what? People was doing what? Keeping Labor Day, celebrating these bullshit holidays, but really they should be bringing in and celebrating the memorial of blowing the trumpets.
And Juve too.
Yeah.
Benjamin in Brooklyn got this thing called Juve, which is either the day of or the day before Labor Day.
Yeah, and they be acting all loud, partying and all that shit. What goes back to the ancient god of Rome, Bacchus, which was like the god of like partying, the god of wine. So really you're doing a satanic ritual celebrating that,
Yeah, it's one thing to have a good time or whatever, have you some drink, but what they do, that's reveling, and that the scriptures specifically talk against reveling and doing that type of party. Yeah, lasciviousness.
Right. Yeah, that heathenistic type spirit.
Yeah. Done. It's, by humility and the fear of the Lord are riches, honor, and life.
Nah, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, but look, it's one thing I want to pull out is humility and fear of the Lord. That is riches, honor, and life. Humility and fear of the Lord. You stay humble and you fear the Lord, then you can say you're rich, you have honor, and you have life.
That's right. Romans 11:33.
Just before you say this, one more point. That's why the scripture said that I know thy works, thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. Why are we rich? Because we're humble and we fear the Lord. So we're rich in spirit. We might be, poor compared to this kingdom, but in the kingdom of heaven, Lord willing, if we be those men, we're rich, like I said, as in spirit. What was the other scripture you doing?
Romans 11:33 and James 2 and 5. Either one you can do it first.
Romans 11:33.
Yeah, they complement each other.
All right, Romans 11:33. Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High.
Right. That's the depths of the riches, man. The wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. Because with this wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're able to stay more health conscious for one. You're not eating all these abominable foods. Because when you check out a lot of these abominable foods, like the way they design, it gets you sick. Like, for one, like pork. Everybody know about pork. Pigs don't have no sweat glands. So, that pig is salty as hell. On top of that, niggas be seasoning fucking pork. You don't put no fucking seed. That shit already salty as hell. So that raises your blood pressure. That's the #1 killer amongst Jake, along with diabetes. Like all of that salt, that shit is like no good. The Jake, they use all that bullshit salt. They don't really use like the Himalayan pink salt, like salt, like with like. I mean, you don't want to use too much salt, period. You know, but the pig, you know, eating that pig, that raise your blood pressure. Shrimp, them different bottom feeders of the ocean, they raise your cholesterol level. Now, when you got high cholesterol, what that does is it builds up plaque in your arteries. When plaque builds up in your arteries, that's when you get blood clots. And when you get blood clots, you get heart attacks and strokes. So when you really check it out, man, and the Lord really, keeping the law is for our own benefit, you know. So when the Lord, when you come into the law, statutes, and commandments, those are the riches, because health is wealth. You know, when you healthy, when you feel good, that's wealth. Imagine a rich old man. Nah, you want to be, you know, you rich at 65, 72 years old. You like, you in your 70s, you hit the lottery, or in your 60s, you hit the lottery. It's kind of like, yeah, but I mean, we Israelites, you will have fun, but it's like, yo, you want to be young and rich. Hey, what's the rap we call Cash Money, Young Money? CMB, Cash
Or
Money.
Migos, they had like an album called Young Rich Niggas.
Yeah. See, because really you want to have riches when you're youthful.
You can enjoy it.
When you can enjoy it.
Because when you old and rich, you just look like a creepy ass nigga that only gets money only gets women because of the money. But when you young,
a sugar daddy.
Yeah, you just a sugar daddy. But when you young and rich, you youthful and rich, you know what I'm saying? Women can also enjoy you, and you know what I'm saying? You know, a young, attractive man as opposed to an old, you know, just over the hill. You know what I mean? You had one at something else too.
James 2 and 5.
You done with 33? 11:33?
Yeah.
James 2 and 5. James 2 and 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not the Most High chosen the poor of this world rich in faith?
Yeah, the poor of this world, but what? Rich in faith. You know, so like compared to the riches of this world, brothers is poor. And don't get me wrong, some brothers is more fortunate than others. You know, like everybody not on the same level. Brother might have a business, but compared to the elites of this world, you poor. You know?
We all poor.
Yeah, you poor.
You know, some brothers got cars and they're still poor. Like, you know, like we might have certain things, right? But like, for instance, you know what I'm saying? You know, brothers know about the gold chains and all that, jewelry, expensive clothes. But look where I live at. I live in a fucking closet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, we Israelites, so brothers make it happen and do what they do, because brothers got a different definition of poor, or being rich. But really, the riches, we telling you, the real riches is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's the riches. Yeah. And you build in what? Your spiritual bank account. Yeah. You know? When you when the kingdom comes and we of those men, you able to cash those riches in. You know, give me that in Matthew 25 when it says he that had like 5 talents got 5 cities, and he that had, you know, 1 talent and multiplied it to 10 got 10 cities.
Let's see, verse 14, 25 and 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. Mm-hmm. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability. And straightway took his journey. And he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. Likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that received 1 went and digged the earth and hid his Lord's money.
Right, so you got people, you got dudes, you know, but it's funny. He said, well, according to his work and his ability. But long as you flipping or you got a profit or an investment You can't take this truth and stash it and throw it under a rug. So brothers gonna have different works and rewards coming. But he said what? He took, it's gonna tell you he gave him 5 cities that multiplied it by 5. And the one who had 10, so you got different rewards coming on different levels, you know, based upon the spirit that the Lord gave to you. Because the scripture also say he dealt each man a measure of faith also. You know, but go ahead.
After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received, reckoneth is like when you get paid at your job. You know, your paycheck is your reckoning. Right? Just to kind of elaborate. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold means look, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been made faithful, Salah, thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto them, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed.
Right, you don't want to be slothful. That was the key. Yeah. You know. And but the original point was how we going to take the riches now, because people like that's just the words. Yeah, where's the physical riches? Besides, anyway, we deal with what FRNs, the money that's around now is not really actual money according to the scriptures. You know, but we going to turn our works, and it said what? He shall reward them small and great. You know, Revelations 11 and 18, we ain't got to get it, but he going to reward thy servants small and great. You know, it shall destroy them which destroy the earth, which is who? The Edomites, ultimately, you know. He going to destroy, they set up and drag them into captivity. I want to switch gears right quick. Let me get Ezekiel 21 and 9.
Ezekiel 21 and 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord. Say a sword is sharpened.
Right, so that's Esau. See, Jacob's about to get slaughtered off, man. A lot of our people, especially because what's going on now, people is not aware. You know, they got like the sports and things opening up. So people was like, what, drifting and going back to sleep, you know. 21, 20, 2020, those was heavy years. A lot of judgment, a lot of prophecies was getting fulfilled, you know. But Jake is going back to sleep, but behind doors, while Jake is asleep doing these different things, these concerts is opening back up, back to school and all this shit. Esau is being prepared for them troops to come in and to bring heavy judgment, because he knowing he gonna have what but a short time, you know. But read on, bro.
A sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter.
Right. So when you sharpening a sword, that's symbolic for how Esau got his troops training. You know, I was on 280 coming in from the city. And me and the brother Shalimar, we saw like Humvees and different shit. But people don't, but what a nigga see is the new Bentley drive past. But you'll have a fucking army truck drive right past you, he won't even see it. You know, he'll be blind to it, but he'll see a luxury car. Like, oh, look, man, that's hot, that's hot. You know? So Jacob's in that hypnotic, delusional state of mind. But what Esau is training to bring in these, like, look what's going on with Australia. You know, those draconian measures is coming down the pipeline heavier and heavier. And it's going to what? Be forced upon Babylon. And Americans feel entitled. You know? You got certain states that don't want to do certain things. So that's going to cause people to what? Migrate. You know, because certain states, like, yo, we ain't dealing with no man, especially them southern states, like Florida, Texas. That's going to cause people to, like, certain people to migrate. They got certain jobs. You know, shit get real. I'm going to just go over here. I'm going to go over here. And the scripture say you're going to be like pilgrims on the earth. You know?
It says, it is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth?
Yeah, so should you be like in a mirth, jolly type spirit? You know, I ain't saying walk around serious all day, but being in on the straight cool shit, like how people is offered, not giving any homage or respect or any attention to your how Shimi Shah is the wrong spirit to be in. Then what's coming up next after this? You got the Feast of Tabernacles. The Lord said, what, 3 times in a year shall all flesh appear before the Lord. Now, certain holy days, we know brothers don't keep, you know, or keep to the best of their ability. But I try to, you know, one of my gifts the Lord blessed me with, and a lot I got, you know, doing the holy days. You know, making sure brothers have a good time in remembrance of what the Lord did for our forefathers in the past. You know, but it was 3, get that right quick, what is that, Deuteronomy 16 and 16, yeah. I believe? Like 3 times in a year shall all flesh appear before the Lord. You know, I think it was the Feast of Weeks, the Passover.
I got it right here.
And the Feast of Tabernacles.
Deuteronomy 16 verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy power in the place which he shall choose. In the Feast of Unleavened Bread, Passover, in the Feast of Weeks, Pentecost, and in the Feast of Tabernacles.
Right, and if you check those 3 holy days out, and they all a week long, you know what I'm saying? But they all revolve around when the Lord delivered us out of Egypt. You know, the feast, the Passover, of course, after when he delivered us out of Egypt. The Pentecost came after, but then it was 50 days after the Pentecost. But when you go into the book of Acts, that's like when the church grew. And then the Feast of Tabernacle deal with the time when the Lord was giving us blessings and brought us through the wilderness. So that was all that heavy ass season. You know, those 3 holy days revolving all around that season when the Lord was like dealing with us. Real heavy and delivering us through heavy judgment, man, which is coming back around now, you know, which is coming back, and we in that season when the Lord, where you're going to start seeing miracles, you're going to start seeing things that's unexplainable, you know, where the Lord going to bring those miracles, because right now everybody is in doubt. So the Lord is going to bring spiritual powers going to come back, not just killing and blowing up shit, but healing. Because a lot of brothers talk about the spiritual powers of, like, you know, picking up a bus, slamming it on somebody's head and shit like that, which is cool. But also you can't forget about the spiritual powers of healing. You know what I'm saying? You know, somebody in a wheelchair, healing them in the name of Yahweh Shemi Shai, he's getting up walking. So all these things is going to be brought back in the earth.
We can also say this about what you just said. You just brought up a great point, because a lot of brothers is I think some brothers play too many goddamn video games, and every time you think spiritual power, you think, oh, I'm going to be shooting fire out my hands at Edomites and all that. But what about healing your people that's sick? Like the brother, you know, the elder brought out. What about healing somebody who's terminally ill? You know, you got a lot of diseases out here: cancer, COVID, AIDS. You know, the common cold is still killing people. You know, like all these different diseases, high blood pressure and all that. You're gonna be restoring people arms that was born with one of them, like what they call the baby arms. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of stuff we gonna be doing. Brothers play too many damn video games and everything is Mortal Kombat. You think you're gonna be shooting a damn thing and saying, get over here and shit. Like, no.
They don't have that balance.
Yeah.
Like, everything is like violence.
Yeah.
And that's too just part of being westernized.
Yeah.
Because this society is over sexualized and it's just violence everywhere. You know? The movies, the TV shows, this and that.
Sex and violence.
Sex and violence. That's all this devil push is sex and violence, man. So that transfer over into the truth. You know, you don't have that balance. Like, what about healing? Healing is, you know?
Yeah. What about the love?
Yeah.
Right? The Lord loved Israel.
Yeah. Everything is destroyed. You don't have that balance. You know?
That's why I say brothers play too many damn Mortal Kombat and
Grand Theft Auto.
Tekken and Grand Theft Auto. You know, brothers think that spiritual power is, we're gonna kill everything. Like, nah, bro. Like,
hey, you mentioned my game, the Tekken and shit, because hey, brothers came up playing that shit hard. But yeah, that's sitting in your subconscious to where you don't have that balance, man.
Yeah.
But, and it says what? The Feast of Tabernacles.
Yeah.
You know, so that's coming up next week. You know, but we gonna keep it in the middle of it on like the 25th. But yeah, you're supposed to keep these high holy days, man, in remembrance of what Yahweh Shai did for us. You know, and in the kingdom, in Zechariah, what's that? Zechariah 14 and 12, they shall come up and keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
Right.
From year to year, and whoever don't come up and keep it, you know, they shall have no rain. It's gonna be droughts in their land and all that. So the laws are not done in the way. The laws are not done with, man.
But look, I wanna also bring up, why are we keeping the Day of Atonement today? Why do we keep the Passover every year? Because there's people that say the law's done and away with. Right. But seriously though, they say the law's done away with. The reason why it's very important that to this day, 2021, Israel still fasts for the Day of Atonement. You know, we keep the same ancient holy days, is because we'll never forget our culture that way. We'll never forget this heritage that the Most High gave us. You know what I'm saying? These are things that we have to do to remember our history. Just like Esau has school, we didn't have schools. You learn at home. You know, and then you might go to keep a Sabbath service, and there they might teach you, some information, but for the most part, we didn't have schools. We learned at home. Right. You know, we learned our heritage and things like that through repetition. Because this is our heritage. Fasting, like eating the lamb for Passover, that's our heritage. We learned that through doing it. And when we kept the Passover, the priest would tell the people, this is why we keep the Passover. And you teach it to your children, and your children teach their children. That's why that's why it's important for you brothers in here that have children to teach your children, man.
Yeah, that's actually in the law. Yeah. Pass it to our children's and our children's children.
Yeah, and if you don't have children, teach it to the young men that are learning the faith, man. Because there's more to this than just go out to camp and curse everybody out. This is a whole thing a whole heritage. You know, that's why we learn. You know, we study the Hebrew, we study words. You know, we study the history. You know, if you were to pan this camera around, there's mad books with information. You know what I'm saying? That we try to, bring to our people, man. But you was about to say something.
Yeah, and dealing with the scriptures, you learn period, because when the teacher talk about certain animals and all that, you have to research and observe these animals to get full understanding of what that scripture's talking about.
Right. Like, you got to know, my bad.
Yeah, so you become on the level of, you become like a wordsmith, a historian, and all these different things just from dealing with the scriptures.
Yeah, like you got to learn the anatomy of different animals in the waters so you can know what animals you could eat, what animals you can't eat. You can't just pull up a damn picture of a catfish to know you can't eat a catfish. You got to really research, like, does it have fins and scales and all that?
Right.
You know, you don't just be like, well, this picture, I don't see no whatever, you know what I'm saying? No, you have to understand the anatomy of the animal. You have to learn different things. You don't just go out there like I said, it's not just about going out there and cursing and yelling at people. You have to learn this doctrine and make it a part of your life.
Right. Right. Quick precept. Deuteronomy 4:9. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thy eyes have seen, at least they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. So there you go. You're supposed to like pass it down. But you know, Israel cursed. But guess what? The Lord rebuilding the nation starting with the elect. And Lord willing, hopefully those men, he's going to do away with the seed of the 2/3. Because really our fathers ain't, passes down shit. Nothing financially, nothing and if it was something of knowledge, it probably was corrupted, like something like Islam or something like that, the ways of this world, like he tried to teach you, So it was corrupted. We can't keep that legacy going, but with this truth, we can keep this going, Starting with the hopeful elect and the men that the Lord was used to start the kingdom off and bring back the 2/3 through their seed and teach them and bring them up the right way.
Yeah.
And Israel totally be good.
See, when this society talks about freedom and liberties and all that, it sounds like a noble concept. It sounds like, yeah, freedom's a good thing. I'm free to do whatever I want. Freedom and liberty is fucking evil, man. Excuse my, whatever, but freedom and liberty is evil. Freedom and liberty is the reason why there's homosexuals out in the streets and making videos and enticing your children. Freedom and liberty is the reason why men are cross-dressing and making rap videos now like Lil Nas X. That's freedom and liberty. Freedom and liberty is why the divorce rate is so high, why there's so many single people that can't find somebody to quote-unquote marry or be with, whatever. That's freedom and liberty. That's the cause of it. You need order and structure. That's what you need. But with that, no. Well, you got something?
Because I was going to stop it, or we could probably pick it up or just close it out. But I know if you want to bring more out.
No, I'm done.
Okay, come. Yeah, and that's that. That's what that statue of liberty, or you get the word be a libertine. A libertine is like a person that's sexually and morally free to do like any type of wickedness, and that's where that you only live once come from. And that YOLO spirit, to where people would be like, yo, just wild out, and more like incontinent type thing, like do as thy will, that Aleister Crowley type spirit, which had consumed this whole world. So hey man, Lord willing, we just wanted to drop something for the atonement. Brothers about to put up some prayers and close it out. We're gonna close it out with that. So Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah Shalom.
Shalom.